pagetunes read. From the pages of Pagetunes magazine, monthly number 2, February 2024. Story and artwork by Zigerlig.
Cursed camouflage. The jungle enveloped us with its thick foliage, each step muffled by the crunch of leaves beneath our boots. My team, a group of elite soldiers, moved with precision, a silent force penetrating enemy territory. We were on a covert mission, tasked with infiltrating an abandoned research facility concealed within the heart of this wilderness. The air was thick with tension as we ventured deeper, the unfamiliar surroundings amplifying our senses. Little did we know, the facility harbored secrets, dark experiments concealed within its walls. As we navigated through the dense undergrowth, strange occurrences began to unfold. The first indication that something was amiss came when a fellow teammate disappeared without a trace. The air seemed to hold its breath, and the remaining members exchanged glances filled with unease. In the heart of the jungle, shadows clung to the trees like silent observers. The absence of our companion hung in the air, a haunting reminder of the dangers lurking around us. We moved forward, vigilant and on edge, uncertain of the invisible threat that seemed to weave through the very fabric of the jungle itself. The oppressive humidity hung in the air as we ventured deeper, the silence broken only by the muffled cadence of our footsteps. The once familiar sounds of nature now seemed to echo with an ominous hollowness. The vibrant tapestry of the jungle had transformed into a disconcerting tableau. A second soldier vanished without a trace, the void left in their wake amplifying our anxiety. Panic rippled through our ranks like a shockwave. Eyes darted nervously between the dense foliage, searching for any hint of the unseen danger that lurked in the shadows. The jungle, once a canvas upon which we painted our strategic movements, now harbored an unpredictable adversary, invisible yet undeniably present. Amidst the towering trees, we exchanged wary glances, grappling with the realization that an unseen force was at play. The mission, shrouded in secrecy, now unfolded into a suspenseful odyssey. We pressed forward with caution, our every step accompanied by a heightened awareness. The oppressive humidity of the jungle clung to us like a second skin as we forged ahead. The ranks had thinned, leaving only 4 of us of the formidable force that had entered enemy territory. Our journey brought us to the outskirts of a clearing, where a foreboding concrete structure emerged from the verdant surroundings. The silence was broken only by the rustle of leaves and the distant hum of insects, creating an eerie symphony that mirrored our growing apprehension. As we cautiously approached, it became apparent that the usual signs of security were conspicuously absent. No guards patrolled the perimeter, and the heavy metal doors were mysteriously left ajar, creaking slightly in the gentle breeze. The sterile environment within clashed starkly with the organic chaos outside, and the open doors beckoned us forward into the unknown depths of the secretive facility. With every step into the unknown, the gravity of our situation became more apparent. Another member of our dwindling team disappeared, leaving only 3 of us to navigate the chilling corridors of the hidden facility. As tension mounted and an eerie silence settled in, I felt a knot tighten in my stomach. Realizing the dire circumstances, I grabbed the radio and pressed the transmit button. Mission Command, this is our situation. We made it to the lab facility. Men are vanishing into thin air. I repeat, disappearing without a trace. We need immediate backup and a rescue helicopter. The situation is dire and we're down to just 3 members. Requesting urgent assistance. Over. Acknowledged, team. Backup and a rescue helicopter are en route. Hold your position and stay vigilant. Help is on the way. Over. As we delved deeper into the lab, our surroundings yielded clues about the experiments conducted within its walls. The flickering lights cast long shadows, and the air seemed charged with an unsettling energy. The discovery of a log, presumably belonging to the lead scientist, drew our attention. Reading aloud, I narrated the chronicle of the facility's descent into chaos. The words echoed in the sterile chamber, describing the experiments with a new biocamouflage technology. Test subjects, dosed with a mysterious serum, had gained the power of invisibility. However, the unforeseen side effects manifested as neurological changes, transforming the invisible into the aggressive. The log detailed the disappearance of personnel, each entry a chilling testament to the unraveling of the facility's once-controlled experiments. As I continued reading, the realization struck us like a physical blow. The mission had taken a nightmarish turn. The invisible threat that had claimed our fellow soldiers was not just a covert enemy, but an unintended consequence of human experimentation gone awry. The sterile air within the laboratory seemed to thicken as the weight of the log's revelation settled upon us. We were now a trio, our numbers dwindling in tandem with our chances of emerging unscathed from this mysterious facility. I continued reading, my voice a steady thread in the silence, recounting the facility's descent into an abyss of unforeseen consequences. As the words spilled forth, another teammate vanished, leaving only two of us to confront the unsettling truth. In the dim light of the laboratory, I exchanged a glance with my remaining soldier. Every sound, every flicker of movement became a potential harbinger of the unseen threat that lingered. The mission had shifted from a stealthy infiltration to a desperate struggle for survival within the confines of the concrete structure. We pressed on, determined to understand the depth of the catastrophe that had unfolded. The corridors of the laboratory stretched out before us like a maze of uncertainty. Alone in the confines of the facility, we were left to grapple with the gravity of our situation. The mission, once shrouded in secrecy, had unraveled into a tale of survival against an invisible adversary. I couldn't shake the feeling that the walls themselves held echoes of the lost voices, a haunting chorus of those claimed by the unintended consequences of scientific ambition. Amidst the oppressive silence, a sudden eruption shattered the calm. The remaining soldier, gripped by the overwhelming weight of the situation, had succumbed to a descent into madness. Gunshots reverberated through the lab as he wildly fired into the shadows, a maniacal expression distorting his face. Panic surged as the invisible threat seemed to manifest in the chaotic barrage. Instinct kicked in, and I moved swiftly to calm the man, my voice cutting through the gunfire. In a desperate attempt to anchor him to reality, I began speaking to him about his family, a lifeline to sanity amidst the madness. I delicately mentioned his wife and 2 kids, emphasizing the importance of returning to them unharmed. With measured words, I urged him to stand down, to regain control amidst the chaos. It took what felt like an eternity, but gradually the haze lifted from his eyes, and the manic fervor subsided. Now trembling, he lowered his weapon, realization dawning on him. The invisible menace still lingered, and our survival depended on unity. We stood in the laboratory, a duo marred by the scars of our encounter with the unknown. As we moved through the labyrinthine passages, the sterile environment seemed to close in, amplifying the dread that clung to our every step. The log's words echoed in my mind, a disconcerting reminder that the very walls bore witness to the facility's descent into chaos. The experiments, intended as an edge to the enemy efforts, had birthed a menace that defied our understanding. Alone in the cold confines of the laboratory, the last of my companions vanished without a trace, leaving only a chilling silence in his wake. The once cohesive team had dissolved into nothingness, and I found myself sitting on the unforgiving floor, the weight of their disappearance heavy on my shoulders. Resignation settled within me. The inevitability of my own demise loomed in the sterile air. I closed my eyes, bracing for the finality that refused to come. The silence persisted, and my mind echoed with the void left by my team members. Sitting there in the dim light, I hoped for a swift end to the nightmarish ordeal. The unforgiving silence stretched on. I yearned for release from the haunting echoes of the vanished. As my eyelids succumbed to the weight of exhaustion, and I descended into the realm of slumber. Awakened by the sounds of my radio lying on the floor, I groggily tuned in to the mission command's message. They reassured me that backup and a rescue chopper were on the way. A feeling of hope manifested within me. As my eyes fluttered open, though, a disconcerting realization dawned upon me. I couldn't see my own hands or feet. Panic surged through me as I fumbled. My limbs were there. I could feel them, but they were like elusive shadows. A profound horror gripped me as I realized that I was practically invisible to myself. I could feel the phantom echoes of my body, the intangible remnants of a physical existence. Panic welled up within me as I grappled with the absence of my corporeal self. In this surreal dimension, I attempted to call out, but silence prevailed. My voice seemed swallowed by the surrounding air. The hunger for substance within me became palpable, a gnawing void. It was not a hunger born of physical need, but an insatiable craving for existence, for a return to the tangible realm. Every fiber of my being resonated with this deep yearning, a need that transcended the boundaries of the known. As I sat there, the hunger grew, its intensity amplifying with each passing moment. It was as if the emptiness within me had taken on a life of its own, demanding to be acknowledged. It whispered through the formless void, an echo of desire that reverberated in the cold, silent laboratory. In this surreal state, time lost its meaning. The hunger within me became a relentless force, propelling me forward through the intangible realms of the unknown. It was a journey without end, driven by the unyielding need to satiate the insatiable, to bring substance to the formless. As I drifted further into the abyss of the unknown, a sudden disturbance shattered the ethereal silence. The distant thudding of helicopter blades reverberated through the intangible realms, accompanied by the unmistakable sounds of boots hitting the floor. The surreal atmosphere was invaded by the intrusion of reality. My incorporeal existence quivered at the intrusion, and a dry, cynical voice within me muttered, "It's lunchtime."
If you've been captivated by the magic of this audiobook, here's how you can immerse yourself even further and support the creation of more enthralling tales for your enjoyment. Unlock the ultimate listening journey with a yearly subscription on pagetunes.com. No interruptions, ad-free, and exclusive access to the full library of audiobooks and ebooks. Download and enjoy captivating stories offline, anytime, anywhere. Whether through subscription or individual purchases, you play a vital role in bringing more enchanting stories to life. Explore the merch store. From cozy hoodies to stylish mugs and much more, every purchase directly contributes to crafting more thrilling tales for your pleasure. Thank you and happy listening.